The Red Raiders are set to return to the big dance and will face off against the ACC Tournament Champions in the first round of the NCAA Tournament in the NC State Wolfpack. In today's video, I break down the 3 keys to the game for the Red Raiders to move on to the round of 32 in year number 1 of Grant McCasland and give the latest injury updates for Warren Washington and Darrion Williams. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. And if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to stay in the know on Texas Tech men's basketball all tournament long. We've got you really with everything you need, whether that's injury updates, the latest keys to the games preview. We'll be going live multiple times this week, and well, you can come hang out with us during the game. We will have a live interactive scoreboard with me and special guest Austin Massey here on the channel to do play-by-play, keep you up to date of what's going on around the first round of the NCAA tournament and more. So if you want to stay in the know on everything Texas Tech men's basketball all year long, not just during the tournament, all year long, we've got you covered with portal updates as well. Be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. All right, before we get into the injury updates for the Red Raiders, let me know your score prediction for NC State and Texas Tech in the first round of the NCAA tournament up in Pittsburgh in the South region, because directions, they don't apply in the first round of the NCAA tournament when it comes to where you're actually playing if you're Texas Tech and NC State. But let me know your score prediction down on the pinned comment below. All right. Before we get into the keys to the game, let's get into the injury updates here. I mentioned it in the preview video. We've got a little bit more details now in terms of Warren Washington and Darrion Williams potentially playing for the Red Raiders in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Warren Washington, he was out of a boot. We talked about that in the preview video. He has been practicing for 7 to 10 days now, and he has a solid chance to play for Texas Tech. What does that role look like? TBD, and he's got to go through warm-ups and make sure everything is good, but he is headed in the right direction and has a chance to return to action for the Red Raiders for the first time in 7 games, and that would be absolutely pivotal regardless of how many minutes he can give Coach McCasland in Texas Tech. Darrion Williams, it sounds like the boot was precautionary that he was wearing at the selection show there and, well, at the USA in Lubbock, Texas. In terms of, that's what we've been told at the Scarlet and Black Insider. That was precautionary. He is going to be able to play. At least that is the trajectory he is on right now. So that could be huge for the Red Raiders to have 2 of their 5 starters back in the lineup in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Now, I think it's even going to be more big as we move into the keys for the game. The first key I have here, which is pick and roll offense. NC State has multiple bigs that are really, really good. Most notably, you got DJ Burns. I think everybody knows him at this point. Looks like he could play defensive tackle for Alabama or Georgia. But Texas Tech can pull these bigs away. And if you watch the film, you can tell that guards do this quite a bit, and this is where NC State struggles. Now, obviously, you see the Davises of the world at North Carolina. They did a good job of it, but just go look at their tape throughout ACC play. This is where teams thrive in terms of really picking apart the Wolfpack defense. Wolfpack is known for their offense, but defensively, they have some really solid pieces. But in the pick and roll, they struggle, okay? I'm looking for Joe and Pop off the bounce in the pick and roll with whether that's Warren, whether that's RJ, Darrion, whoever it may be, to create easy opportunities, not only at the rim, but also once that defense collapses and they see that, well, Joe or Pop has won off of the bounce, then you're going to have open looks on the outside for Chance, Kerwin, even Pop, right? You're going to have to do that if you are Texas Tech, because they do have the advantage when it comes to size. We're talking about the Wolfpack here down low, okay? So that's one thing that I'm looking for Texas Tech in the sense of the pick and roll and what they can do there in terms of capitalizing, getting easier shots at the rim or more open looks on the outside. Now, this one in terms of key number 2 is probably going to be Captain Obvious for a lot of people here, but win the rebounding battle. Interesting stat here. The correlation for Texas Tech winning recently, you can just look on the glass. The Red Raiders have won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've won the rebounding battle in each of them. Okay? I don't think that's a surprise. What is a surprise is watching NC State and the size that they present. They're not all that good of a rebounding team. And that was really interesting to me watching the tape. They have some good quality traits, and I think that the potential is there, but they haven't been consistent with it. Even in the ACC tournament where they won 5 games in 5 days, they lost a couple of the games there in terms of the rebounding battle, right? Obviously won all the games, but they lost the rebounding battle. When Texas Tech wins the rebounding battle, their chances of winning go exponentially up, okay? So that's something that I'm watching for. Again, you could potentially have Warren Washington back. Robert Jennings, Ameli Ulahu have been playing phenomenal for what they are at this point in their collegiate careers. They have been a godsend for Texas Tech in that front court during this stretch where they've been playing some of their best basketball of the season, outside of the Houston game, okay? Because let's just face it, that was a really bad game for the Red Raiders. But that's one thing that I'm watching in the sense of the rebounding battle. You don't need to win it by 10, 15, but if you win it in your Texas Tech, you have a much better chance of winning the basketball game overall. All right. This is the number I've said all year long here. Key number 3. 35% from 3. That's what you have to shoot if you're Texas Tech from three-point land. Now, the reason I say that is this. Of their 12 Big 12 victories, including the BYU one in the NCAA tournament, the Red Raiders have won 8 of those games when they have shot 35% or better from 3. Now, one of those games was against Oklahoma State, and they shot pretty close to it. They also shot 33% in another game, so relatively close, right? Pop, Chance, and Kerwin all seem to be headed in the right direction shooting-wise, mainly Pop and Chance. You remember during Big 12 play, there was about a 5-6 game stretch where it felt like Pop and Chance couldn't make a shot if they were standing on the beach, if they were aiming it in the ocean. It was that bad, okay? But they've gotten back on track, and that is pivotal for the Red Raiders' success going into this matchup with NC State, a team that themselves can shoot the lights out of the ball, specifically DJ Horn, who is shooting nearly 42% from 3. So if you have Pop, Chance, and Kerwin headed in the right direction, hopefully Darrion can be relatively close to 100% in that regard. The 35% number is a number to know for the Red Raiders in terms of, just like rebounding, it will exponentially increase their odds of winning this basketball game and having a chance to move on and potentially play either Kentucky or Oakland in the round of 32. So again, my 3 keys to the game in this one: pick and roll offense. I want to see an aggressive Joe Toussaint, because if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, it's right there, by the way, at RCMB323. An aggressive Joe Toussaint is the best Joe Toussaint. An aggressive Pop Isaacs is the best Pop Isaacs, specifically off the bounce. If the Red Raiders win the rebounding battle, they have a greater chance to win this game by quite a bit. Again, 4 of their last 5 games, they've won the game, and then in each of those games, they've won the rebounding battle. That's no coincidence. And then again, my other stat, 35% from 3. That is a key in this one, because Texas Tech has 12 Big 12 wins on the year. 8 of them, they shot 35% or higher, and in 2 other victories, they were at 33%. So if they get close to 35 and right at 35 or higher, again, to the moon in terms of their chances of winning. All right, one more time, let me hear your score prediction down on the pinned comment down below. And if you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button and smash that notification bell and come hang out with me and Austin Massey on Thursday. We'll have one other live this week outside of the live stream for the game, but you can come hang out with us during the game. Just have it open on your phone. You got the game there on your TV. It's a great way to interact with not only us, but other Red Raiders and hear what's going on live as Texas Tech, well, they're back in the NCAA tournament in year number 1 of Grant McCasland. So if you want to stay in the know on Texas Tech men's basketball all season long, better yet, all year long, including the NCAA tournament, transfer portal, and much, much more, you know what to do. Do these 3 things for me. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube in the Back to 12 podcast channel.